What's up? Welcome back.
Hey guys.
So, in today's episode, we are going to be talking about a lot of different things. First off, let's start off with we did go out and buy some
Of our favorite
snacks
from our childhood.
We picked, obviously, from the last episode was Little Debbie and Hostess. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to cover that, but we're not going to get to that just yet.
Okay.
I did want to go into, because you guys know I love things about space and just, I don't know, I'm just fascinated about that stuff.
Okay.
So I came across this article that talks about the moon and how it is slowly drifting away from Earth.
Ooh, what does that mean?
And, well, supposedly...
For us.
Yeah, supposedly that's going to start beginning to impact
our weather,
us.
Right?
Not so much our weather.
Well, the ocean...
So by moving away, it's going to cause longer days, is what they say, longer days.
We need it.
But we're not going to see it in our lifetime.
No, because I could use a couple extra hours on some days.
Girl.
Like today.
So so as it goes away, it says, I forgot how many, years from now, but it's a lot of years from now.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, they're going to be having 25 hours rather than 24 hours.
Wow.
Just an hour.
I mean, asleep, that's great.
Yeah.
But
I was like, damn, I'm not going to be part of that time.
No,
I get to party for like an extra hour.
It sucks when you're having a bad day. You just want the day to be over and you're like,
I fucking can't wait till the day is over.
Another hour. Yeah.
So, yeah, I was reading a little bit about that and I thought it was so cool. Yeah, when I see anything new about like the Earth or whatever, and I guess they discovered something else, but I didn't look at the article. Oh, let me turn my phone off. I didn't look at the article, but something about a rock broke in Mars and something was discovered. I didn't go into the article, but that's my next thing to look into because I like that shit. I'm fascinated about all that stuff.
I wonder with the moon, because the moon is like what controls Earth's gravitational pull, and like the waves and stuff like that. I wonder if that would affect marine life or the ocean.
I don't know. I feel like any animal that is a night animal. Well, the thing is, it's like the night animals will probably appreciate it because they have a little bit more like time to hunt and stuff. But I feel bad for the ones that get hunted because they're like, "Fuck, we have another hour to run."
No, the poor seals.
Another announcement that I have for any Dexter fans out there.
Okay.
There is going to be a new prequel coming soon. And it's about Dexter before we met him as an adult.
That's cool. And is it the same actor?
No, because he's older. So it's going to be someone else playing him, like a younger. So it's going to start from his childhood, like when he was small, his mom. Because we all know that his mom was killed in front of him and his brother.
Yeah, and then we know that he used to kill animals as a kid.
So it's going to go into all that stuff.
Cool.
So I thought that was cool because they can't bring him back. He died in the last. Well, if you guys didn't watch it, you guys got to watch it.
Speaking of series, or are you still talking about Dexter?
No, go ahead.
Did you watch Cobra Kai, the new season?
I never watched it, the show at all.
You're missing out. I did.
I've always meant to watch it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I got to watch that show. And then I just forget.
Sometimes it's really cool. And other times it's it's more, I think, for the teenagers, the love stories and stuff like that. But it's cool. I like it. I enjoy it. I enjoy the combat, the competition. So, but go ahead. You were gonna.
No, that's it. But yeah, if you have not watched Dexter, I suggest you go watch it. It's on Netflix now, so watch the whole show so that you know all of the storyline, and that way when you do watch the prequel, then you'll be like, oh shit, you're all caught up and up to date.
So nothing else happened with the sun? Are they making a series based on the sun now?
I honestly don't know.
I heard that was in the works, unless it was rumors, but I'm curious to know if they're gonna do a follow-up on him.
I hope and I wish they would, because how cool would it be if he killed his dad, but then after killing his dad, he turns out to be the same way.
So never mind Dexter's past. Let's keep watching this.
Well, maybe they're giving us the past because they're still working on the future.
True. Very true.
So, oh, also, I went to see my Urogyno because I was recommended to go by my gyno because I was complaining about my bladder. How, I was doing the deed and all of a sudden I was like, ooh, he hit something. And I was just like, it did not feel good. Whatever he hit, I was like, that hurt. And it hurt for a couple of days. Like, I was in pain.
Yeah, like bruised or sore?
No, it just hurt.
Sharp pains?
Yeah. And so I went and stuff and they asked me questions about whatever, like the reason why I was there, blah, blah, blah. And, also when I had asthma, when I had that cough that just kept coming and wouldn't go away for like a few months, I would pee myself. I would be coughing so hard that I would piddle. I wouldn't pee completely, but I had to run to the bathroom every time. I could have just went to the bathroom and release my bladder. My bladder would be empty, but I would like cough and it would just...
But you know what I heard though? When you're after having kids and your bladder drops, you think that you emptied your bladder completely, but sometimes there's still stuff in there because it's not like in the usual place where it was.
Well, I saw the Urogyno and we talked about everything, and then she did like a test. And this test in the office was they put a catheter in. So first I went and I had a pee, and she wants to see how much of like the hat, they put a hat in the toilet, how much you fill.
Okay.
So I did that first, and she's like, okay, well, you actually, the amount you peed was pretty normal, whatever. So then after that, she's like, I'm going to finish emptying out your bladder with a catheter. So she puts a catheter in and empties it out. And I was concerned too because I was like, could I have a UTI? Could I, like anything that can cause? She's like, no. She's like, your urine is so clear. It was like clear. It was like...
You're hydrated. Yeah, for sure.
And so then she's like, now what I'm going to do is I'm emptying it out, but I'm going to fill it. So...
With the catheter?
Yes. So then she filled my bladder. Like, she had this thing. It connected, like... it was like a USB port into my vagina. Or not my vagina, but into my pee hole.
Yeah, your bladder.
And, into my bladder, and she's holding it, and her medical assistant's passing her these bottles that are like this tall,
wait,
and about like this wide.
Did it hurt going through your urethra?
It didn't hurt so much, but when she got to the bladder, it hurt, and it was the same pain of when he hit.
Okay,
whatever
so that's
he hit.
Good.
So finding out, she said that what he probably hit was my bladder.
Right.
And I guess like she's like, your like inside is not deep. It's like everything's very like
shallow.
Close. Yeah. Everything's there. So she's like, it's very easy for him to hit something while you guys sometimes when you guys have,
so how can it be fixed?
Especially during a few days before your menstrual period, and obviously a few days after because
inflamed.
Yes, correct. That's what she told me. I was like, oh. Because I never had that happen to me before.
So what's the solution? Nothing?
Well, anyways, like I was saying, she was filling my bladder because she wanted to see if I really had like bladder issues, if I like was emptying it out, or if I was, like how much can my bladder take before it feels full. Okay. So she's just pouring in there.
How long?
It felt like a scientific fucking experiment and shit. Like I was like,
they had the funnel.
Yeah, I'm like sitting there just watching her holding the funnel, the fucking wire going down, and she's just like filling it. I'm like, all right. Oh. She's like, all right, now let me know when you feel that it's like, you're getting the hint like, oh, I gotta pee, but you're still good. And I'm like, okay, I'm there after like 3.
Bottles.
And then she
How
puts
big are these bottles?
They're like this tall and about like that wide.
So like 8 to 16 ounces, you think?
So Pedialyte?
Yeah.
How they come?
Yeah, those like that's 1 liter.
That's how big it was.
Ooh,
the bottle. Yeah, it's not the liter one. It's probably like maybe 16 ounces.
So she put 3. You said you had the urge, and she went and just topped it off with another one.
She put another one in, and I was like, okay. And then she put the 5th one in, and I was like, okay, I can't say it. I gotta pee, girl. So then after she takes the catheter out, and so she's like, all right, now I'm gonna want you to stand up
and go pee.
No, she put like one of those pee pads on the floor, and she goes, I want you to cough. Like those coughs that you get when you're... to see if you're going to like piddle out.
Of course you're going to.
But I didn't.
5 liters.
But I didn't. That's the thing.
Oh.
I coughed, but the thing is, because obviously if I don't have the asthma, I'm not going to have that cough that comes from fucking within and like...
But did you not cough because you were embarrassed because it was a pee pad?
Oh, no.
You were probably like...
Oh, no, bitch. I coughed. I was like... and nothing was coming out.
I would have like...
And then she was like, okay, so... you're good. She's like, maybe try squatting down just a little bit and then cough. And I did that, and maybe just a little bit came out, but it didn't hit. Like, it just, like, on my...
Yeah, on your inner
leg.
Thigh or something.
Yeah. Like, but she was like, that's normal. She's like, I don't think you have an issue. She's like, but...
If it gets worse, I want to know what the solution is.
So I am gonna see her again for a follow-up just to see. But I do, after having kids, feel like I told her, I was like, sometimes I'm laughing like so hard that I have to cross my legs because I'm a pee myself.
But that's normal.
Yeah, that's what she said. She goes, usually moms, you know, especially she said after multiple kids, because she said usually after one you're fine, but she's like after multiple children, you know, your bladder is not going to be as, you know, up there and as
you won't
tight
catch
as it
me
was
on a trampoline these days, no ma'am.
So I was like, all right. But I just wanted to make sure because that scared me when I felt that. I was like, something is prolapsed in there.
Yeah.
But they checked everything. They're like, you don't have any prolapse. You don't have anything like that. She's like, it's just what you're experiencing is normal. I'm like, why is it when we get old, we got to experience all this fucking weird shit?
I'm like, could you just like put a balloon in there or something to keep that from happening?
For real, latex something.
But you know, back in the day, they used to do like mesh something to help women pick up their bladder. Like I think your mom had that.
She has,
done.
she has the mesh.
But then you hear that it's not good now.
Yeah, they still do that though. They still have it as an option. I told her that my mom got the surgery done where they meshed up her bladder. And not only that, but my mom, after
like you said, they messed up her bladder.
Meshed.
Where they meshed up her bladder.
They meshed up her bladder, and but she still was having issues years later. I guess it only worked for a little bit of time, and now so she has something called overactive bladder. So for that now, I've been taking her to get treatment for that. They're doing Botox.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep, I heard.
So far, she's still not completely where she wants to be. Getting the Botox, yeah. But she does feel a little bit better, but not completely like 100% yet.
So she didn't give you like if things get worse in the future.
She gave me pamphlets of everything. She gave me the option of like the same thing my mom had, the mesh, which is something I can get because she's like, you know, that's a fix for someone who doesn't have it really bad yet. Then they also did like she gave me information of overactive bladder, which is the Botox option. So we'll see from here to then if I feel it ever again.
They need to come up with a bladder lift.
For real. They got all this shit for fucking cosmetic surgeries and they can't fucking... First of all, I want to talk about that because there's all these surgeries that people can get, right? And insurances cover them. But then when it comes to a woman who has carried children and you know, it's caught and whatever it is that we are experiencing after, it's causing us issues. Why can't insurances cover it? Like, it's so annoying.
I think
they consider everything cosmetic. Yeah, but everything is cosmetic. It's like, oh, it's a cosmetic surgery. Oh, it's this, you know, the separation of our muscles. Eventually it gets so bad where, like myself, my intestines pushing out. You know, for that you need a panelectomy. They won't cover it. They won't cover it.
I would fight for that. I'd be calling them.
So it's like, I don't know. It pisses me off when there's like stupid shit that gets covered and then, you know, my man can go and beat my ass, break my nose. They'll fucking fix my nose, no problem. What the fuck? Shit. Not that he would ever do that, but no. Jesus.
God, no. He's a good man.
He is.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
He told me that I needed to mention it because Miss Thing here would forget her head if it wasn't attached to her shoulders.
It's true. It's so true.
Thank God she lives like 5 minutes from here because he drops her off and she's like, oh crap, I forgot the lens. She calls him. He comes back over, drops off the lens. Second he leaves, she said, the SD card isn't in the camera. What? And he's like, he's happy to do it. He'll talk smack just joking around. Like he'll say like lose my number or cancel the podcast. But he still comes through for you.
Yeah. I am blessed. I am truly blessed with him. He, like I said, he deals with a lot with my ass. I'm a lot to deal with. And I'm very forgetful. I'm constantly forgetting something or whatever. And he's like always there to the rescue.
He's always got your back. Yeah.
Always got my back. And he's always there to the rescue.
Shout out to Nelson.
So shout out to my man Nelson because he's always on top of shit.
He is.
And, you know, when he forgets his car keys all the time, I'm the one that finds them, okay?
Okay, so you know what? One hand helps another.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I scratch your back and you scratch mine.
Right.
That's how it should be all the time. You know, when you have that partner, I appreciate him so much because of that. I feel like some people feel like the need that they have to do everything, but it's so good when you have someone that can meet you halfway.
Yes, for sure.
Mm-hmm. So, have you listened to Eminem's new album?
I listened to some of the songs.
Girl, I've been having that shit on repeat. I fucking love it.
I started listening to Houdini like 6 weeks ago because it came out on YouTube, and I love that song. I'm like, that's so good. And there was another one that I was listening to about like Christopher Reeves.
So his album, you have to listen it from the beginning to the end for it to make sense.
And
if you listen to it like one random song and then another, it's not, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Because it all like every song introduces you into the next song. Yeah. So you almost have to like really listen to it from, you know, the first song to the last.
Gotta give it to him. He's still got it.
He's still got it. I love, because a lot of people are gonna be offended by what he says in, you know,
well, we come from a different generation.
You know, he talked about the blind people, he talked about deaf people, he talked about people in chairs, people who are
paralyzed,
with mental disorders, you know, all the mentally challenged is what you would say. I don't know, but we call it a different word, but I don't want people to get all fucking their panties in a bunch. But I love it. He's fucking real. And you know what? This new generation needed some of that, because they're way too fucking soft and they just want everything to be la la land, rainbows and fucking butterflies, and it's not like that.
Tell them how you really feel.
That's how the fuck I feel.
I think he's still got it. Just
he sure fucking does.
Voice, even when he does like the chorus and the singing parts, he's got a good voice, not just rapping.
Now he did a song for Haley, and that one was kind of sad for me. I was like, because the song is almost as he died, and he's talking to her like, it's okay, don't cry, don't fucking cry, like, you know what I mean?
That's his only child too, right?
No, he has, I think, more than one.
Oh, oops.
But she's the one that's been since he already had a Haley song, he had to have another one.
I want to see how many kids he has.
Yeah, I think he has another. I want to say he has another daughter, because he mentioned someone else and two other kids. I think a boy and a girl. I might be wrong, but I could have sworn she's not his only kid. As she's searching, because we need to know. We need the information, girl.
He has 3.
Yeah, see.
He has Haley, Jade, Stevie Lane, and Elena Marie.
Are they all girls?
No, I think Steve. Hold on. So he has 1 biological child and 2 adopted kids. So technically, Haley is his
only biological one. Okay. Aw. So yeah. Hearing that song was a little sad. It's funny. He has like little funny things in it too. And then at the end, I fucking love it, because it's the song. He has little clips of when he would take Haley to the studio when he would record. She was always with him, so you know her little voice. I
remember hearing her little voice.
So in the he has like a bunch of them. And then at the end, there's like one where she says bitch, and he's like, hey, no cussing, all right. But at first he's like, what you say? And he's like, no cussing.
Oh.
And I was like, that's so fucking cute.
She's so beautiful, Haley.
She is.
She's gorgeous.
She has a podcast.
Does she? I know she got married not too long ago.
She has a podcast, yeah, and she got married. She's so beautiful. He's got to be so proud of.
What's her podcast about?
I'm not sure. I haven't actually listened to her podcast.
We should look into it.
I'm not sure what I'm sure it's about everything in hip hop world, most likely, because even Eminem has like this podcast that he's not the one that's there podcasting, but he's the one that is it like sponsors it or whatever. So yeah. I'm definitely gonna start tuning into her podcast, just because I'm a big fan of her father's, and I don't know. I just want to know what's going on. All right, y'all. I'm going to apologize from now if we do look a little, for those of you watching, if we do look a little like slanted like this. We've been trying to fix the tripod that the camera goes on, because it was messed with. When we got here, it was like fucking, like someone fucking had a meltdown and just knocked shit over. So I apologize. I'll have it fixed and looking better if it is looking kind of crazy. I like I said before, we can't see much of like what's going on here, besides the little tiny little screen that's attached to the camera. But that'll change soon. But anyways, going back to our conversations. So when you go out in public, and like you see someone out there that knows you from like, I don't know, high school, the past, are you socially awkward?
Yes and no. If I'm having a good day and I feel like my hair is nice and I'm in a good mood, I'm like, hey. But other times I'm like, oh my god, like I'm just like dodging them and going in the other aisle because I'm just like, I haven't seen this person like since high school, and here I am, and my hair is all frizzy.
So I'm socially awkward as fuck.
Yeah.
If I don't really know you, or if like I haven't seen you in like so many years where I just don't really, I can be so socially awkward. And it's not that I'm trying to be. It's like, hey, like I don't know what to say or like whatever. Like
Yeah.
besides, hi.
I will say that I feel like my brain filters a lot out, just the way it works.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some people that be like, oh my god, Diana, how are you? And I'm like, hey. And I don't really know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll just be like, remember me? I was like in your like chemistry class or something. And I'm like, oh yeah, but I still don't know who you are. I mean, I'll be nice, but I feel bad because I feel like if you weren't like in my immediate circle or somebody that I was really close friends with, like if I can't remember everybody that was in my class.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, it'll start to come to me, but then it's awkward.
No, I'm just socially awkward. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's just sometimes, and I'm not like that all the time. It's just I have my days, but there's times where like I'll be mid conversation with Nelson, we're just talking or whatever, and someone see me, they're like, hey, and I'm like, hey, and I'll just keep walking because I'm just like, Nelson's like, sometimes he'll be like, oh, I could tell that you and that person don't like each other, but you guys just saluted, like said hi. I'm like, no. I'm like, no. I was like, the thing is that if I follow someone on social media, right, and you're one of those people that post a lot, I'm not gonna sit and stop and ask you and have a chit chat because I already know everything that's going on with you or like whatever. Right. But now if it's somebody that I follow on social media, but I haven't seen them post like much and whatever, then and someone that I actually really chilled with and stuff, I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna like talk to you or whatever.
It also depends on what's going on in your life. Like, are you in a rush? Are you only at the store to pick stuff up because you got to go home and cook and you don't have time for that extra 5, 10, 15 minutes, and you're kind of like, hey, how are you? And they're like, good, glad to hear it. Hey, have a good night, and just keep it moving.
And I think I'm like that too when it's like if I'm at a store like Walmart or something, that I'm just like, there's mad people here, I'm like, hey, keep it going, but now if I was to see them somewhere else, like if I'm at a bar or whatever, I'll probably like,
it depends on
the setting. Yeah. So don't ever, if you guys see me out in public and I'm just like, hey, and I keep it moving, don't feel like it's like, hey, girl.
Like if you see me in the aisle buying pads and tampons, I'm not in the mood. Just say hi. I'm gonna like, hi. Where's the chocolates? Yeah.
But I feel like men are different because they think that if a girl sees each other at a store and you say hi and you just keep walking by, they think that you guys are just saying hi because you guys are in public. But I feel like because guys, they'll see somebody and they got to stop. They got to give each other dap. They got to, and I'm just like,
yep.
You know what I mean?
I think it's just busy moms,
I think so. We're like on the go.
A nice hello is enough for everybody.
Yeah. As long as you say hello. Now, if I pass by somebody and I see you all the time and I know you and we just pass by each other and not even a wave.
Or if they say hi and you just kind of like give
then I'm going to be like, all right, that bitch is stank.
Mm-hmm.
But no. A hi. And, it was nice seeing you or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Is perfectly fine with me. So, I had to like talk about that because I'm like, sometimes like when I go out I'm like, damn, I wonder if I've ever came across someone that said hi and they're just like, that bitch is stank as fuck.
No, I don't think you'd be rude. Just because you didn't engage in a 5-minute conversation, they probably would think, oh, it was good to see her, but she must be busy. She's gotta go.
Okay, my next question is gonna not blow, but it's, I think, a question that I want to ask everybody. It's about this Sweet 15 video that's been going around. Have you seen it?
The dance.
Yes.
I didn't watch all of it, but from what I gathered, it was a very provocative dance when I see them get on the floor.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the whole video because I was kind of like, oh my God.
Oh, girl. That video.
Did it get worse from when they were on the floor doing like the
She gets on the floor, then they're like, they get in front of like the guys and they're culeteando, pra, pra, pra. And it's like, it's so sad to say.
You're promoting
God
teen pregnancy?
forgive me, but Sweet 15, the meaning of a Sweet 15
Purity.
is a young girl becoming a young woman. So you're going from a little girl to a young woman. That doesn't mean that you're going from a little girl to
To a
a
hoe.
non-virgin and you're already
No.
fucking, you're going to hop on the whole train. We ain't doing that. And I feel like a lot of the traditional stuff has been like tossed out because you don't see a girl wearing her white dress that is supposed to symbolize purity. You don't see much. First of all, the meaning of the girl, the not the meaning, but the symbol, the biggest symbol in a Sweet 15 of a girl going from a little girl to an what did I say? A young woman is a switch of the shoes. You're going from slippers, flats to high heels. That's the biggest symbol in the whole ceremony that shows the transition. And you don't see that anymore.
No, they go from slippers to sneakers.
Yeah. What the fuck is that? It's
Traditions
terrible.
change, I guess, throughout the
It
years.
does change, but it's so sad because now I think everybody sees it as a big party. Ooh, and like the special dance that they do for people, it's like now they gotta be like a big choreograph of like, it's fine if you do like reggaeton and you do a little bit of everything, but to be that provocative, like if I was that girl's mom, I would have been pulling her by her hair, her crown would have been off, and that shit would have been canceled.
I remember I did a waltz from Chayanne, that tiempo de
So did I.
We did a waltz.
Tiempo de vals.
Yeah. I can't remember the words.
Me
Yep.
either. Un, dos, tres, un, dos, tres, un, dos, tres.
And turn.
Yeah. Like, I'm not hating on the dances because it's cool that they do like different dances and stuff, but you guys, like, now you know que Tia Juana is going to go talk to Tia Lechuga.
Lechuga? Yeah, let's just call her Lechi or something.
Titi Lechi. And there's going to be the biggest bochinche, nena. The bochinche is going to be fucking chacho.
I guess sometimes I'm glad I
Like,
don't
you
feel
just
about
gave
it.
your family a reason to talk about your ass if they was already talking about you being a little fucking
But
hoe.
obviously your parents saw you doing this choreography and all the other parents.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think somebody would jump in and be like, hey, I
And
think
you
this
know
is much, too
what's
much.
sad is I think they were Puerto Rican. And I'm like, it's sad because I'm Puerto Rican and that was just like, I'm like, it had to be a fucking
And
Rican.
it doesn't mean that those kids are bad, but what you're
No.
displaying is
Sex.
Yeah.
But if you look at everything nowadays, like music wise, that's what they display. So these kids, that's all they have as a.
I mean, look at us. We came from the 90s. Everything was like hypersexualized.
That's true. That's very
true.
true.
You know what I mean?
That's true. But it wasn't like, see, when we were growing up, they weren't like, now that's some wop. That's some wet ass pussy. You know, macaroni in the pot.
Yeah,
Some
but they
wet
had
ass
that
pussy.
eeny weeny teeny weeny shrivel little
Short
short
dick
man.
man.
They had that song.
Don't. ¿Qué carajo es eso? An extra belly button or something? Or something like that.
Get the hell out of here.
I forgot how it goes. ¿Qué carajo es eso? Do you need some little tweezers to put that little thing away?
That has got to be the smallest
dick I have ever seen in my whole life. Get the fuck out of here. That song was awesome.
So, I mean, and then we had my neck, my back, and my crack.
My crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, okay,
It's just gotten more
Okay.
vulgar over the time.
Yes, that's what I meant to say. Like, we had those songs, but now it's like every song like that comes out. Every artist that's a female now is that all they talk about. They talk about my booty holes, my pussy pink, my booty hole brown, fucking. Like, there's so much stupid shit. Like, you know what I mean?
It's true.
It's
gotten more X-rated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they go into details.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think of a good R&B song that like.
Let me lick you up and down until you say stop.
Yeah, like yeah, he was talking about like what he was doing, but then he wasn't saying he's gonna lick your coochie and your crack.
They get really graphic.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it's a little much sometimes. I'm like, damn. But, you know, and that's the music that these kids choose to listen to. We listened to it, but it wasn't all the time. And we would hear it because it was like either our brothers that were older were listening to it. Yep. And then as we got a little older, then we would listen to it.
But have you ever noticed that even if you're like, oh my God, that song is so gross, the fucking music is amazing.
Yeah, that could be it too.
You're like, ew, what does she say? But when the beat drops, you're kind of like, all right. It's terrible.
I'm like, this bitch just dropped her pink sock, but the beat is good.
Oh my goodness.
Oh shit. Oh my God. But yeah, like, I don't know. I just think that a lot of there's so much influence when it comes to sex, period. And it's not just music, it's television. There's just so much more that you're like,
yeah.
You know, the music videos now compared to then, so much more like intense. I'm like, damn. Yeah. Like back in the day, the videos wouldn't even make sense. It'd be like a guy outside fucking waiting outside the chick's window or whatever.
I mean, you remember Move Your Body Like a Snake, R. Kelly, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I guess there's...
But come on, R. Kelly.
He a pig. But it was a good song.
All his songs was good. Song.
As soon as I hear the flute come on, I'm like...
like that. Shake your body like a snake, man.
I'll be driving trying to get down. I'll be like this, get down. In the driver's seat.
Oh my God. You know, I still feel so guilty listening to his songs. Sometimes like I'll be like putting my playlist on and all of a sudden one of his songs pops up and I'm just like, I'm start jamming. I'm like, oh my God, let me change this. Yep. Pedophile.
Yeah, it's true. I'm like, can I just get the music and can we just take his voice out of it? Like you can't help it. You already know the words. Yeah. It's embedded in your mind, so you're going to be singing it.
Yeah. Yep, that's what happened to me the other day. The Black Panthers came on. I was like, oh, shit. The Oreo, like an Oreo. I was like, oh, that was our jam. It's so sad. God. So sad. But about the Sweet 15 video, going back, I just feel like I get it. Things have changed and, you know, things are more provocative, whatever. But it's like there are certain things some people are not comfortable with. And I'm sure there was a lot of older people that were there, men specifically, that were not comfortable seeing their niece dancing like that. Or, you know what I mean?
But who leaked the video is what I'm talking about.
Somebody that was a visitor or somebody that was there, probably another teenager.
Yeah, exactly.
It was on TikTok, you know?
Exactly.
So, I don't know. And this just goes into the whole gentle parenting. How do you feel about gentle parenting? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I'm not an aggressive parent, always screaming and whatnot. Sometimes I can be, but like if you keep repeating the same things, then I'm going to be short with it.
I don't give a fuck for gentle parenting.
What is gentle parenting?
Gentle parenting is you don't yell, you don't you get down to like when they're having a tantrum, you get down to their level and you're like, it's okay, honey. You know, when they're small, it's fine to gentle parent. No. But when your kid gets to the age of a nice whopping 10, at that age, they can be very disrespectful if you're still gentle parenting.
Yeah.
So if you need to Burger King bitch slap your kid, it's okay.
Yeah, really.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I'm sorry. I know a lot of people are going to be against this shit and me saying that, but sometimes some kids deserve a little Burger King bitch slap. And don't ever say you're going to slap your kid or hit your kid. It's called the Burger King bitch slap, okay?
See, I've never had gentle parenting, but like, say if he's doing something, I'll be like, hey, stop. There's still a tone.
Stern. Yeah,
but if you keep doing it, then the tone is gonna build up.
Yeah, like, gentle parenting is like if they're having a fucking moment, they're fucking taking your fucking glass table and they take it and throw it and fucking break it. You're just gonna be like, hey, it's okay. What is your problem? What's going on in your head? What are you feeling? Are you angry right now? That's gentle parenting.
I guess
So it's pussy fucking parenting.
well,
Okay.
well, I can understand it working maybe for a child that is
Like I said,
autistic or has like a mental disability, because sometimes they can't control what they're doing, or they can't control themselves because of their hyperactivity. So I can understand them like trying to use like a counting method, trying to calm them down because they're already up here.
but they're using yeah, I get that. And I'm not trying to say it's pussy parenting, but
But you
because
said it.
yeah, but it's, I'm talking about more when they're older. You don't want to do that when they're older because they're gonna walk all over you.
No, I get it.
So those Karens that be out there and they be judgy about like moms that, like, they have rules. I get it. You don't need to sit there and beat your child senseless. Like, no, that's not okay. Not okay.
Never.
But you need to give them a little sense of a little bit of fear that the next time they do that shit, you're coming for them.
Now,
you know what I mean?
Nowadays, they are
with the Burger King bitch slap.
Nowadays, they're so dependent on technology,
Yeah.
iPads and PlayStations and Xboxes, that like I used to be guilty of keep doing that and I'm gonna take it away. I was doing all these empty promises, but now take that away and you see how fast your child changes. They have such a hard time living without iPads and YouTube and Xbox. To me, that's more beneficial for my kids at home rather than like, I mean, they never get irate like that or out of hand. So I never have to be like at that level with them. All I have to do is threaten to take that stuff away, and all of a sudden they're doing chores.
Yeah. And I think that's actually good, put them to do something useful. No, but my thing goes more to those parents, like those Karens that be out there and they be judgy about, oh no, I would never do that to my kid. But yet here is Harry fucking swinging at Karen at the store because she ain't getting him that Optimus Prime fucking gadget.
I wouldn't tolerate my child swinging at me. I think I would restrain him. And if he was swinging at me, I would use my strength to hold him down. I would be angry. You would see me like clenching my teeth or whatever. But I would not allow my child to hit me at home or in public.
Now, if it's a child with obviously autism or whatever, that's different. That's like a whole other ball game. You have to find a tactic to be able to, go from, plan A to plan B and out the store or whatever, But a normal kid coming and acting a fool like that and embarrassing me at Walmart, wherever I'm at, wait till we get in the car. Is what I'm going to say.
You sound like, wait till we get in the car.
Wait till we get in the car, honey. You're going to hear my mouth. And when we get home, the whole ride home, you're going to hear my mouth. And when we get home, prepárate. You better run into that room. And you're going to be in punishment. You better run in that shit.
Lock that door.
That chancla is coming right after you. So you better fucking run.
Like a boomerang.
Yeah. But, it's like we grew up a way that it's not about, oh my God, I'm so scared. I don't want to ever go home because my mom's going to beat me. No. But I knew that if my dad spoke to me and told me, don't fucking do that shit, or you know what I mean? I was like, all right, I'm not doing that shit again. Because I already know that Burger King bitch slap or whatever is coming, And
it stays with you for life.
Yeah.
You don't forget it.
But then, as you grow up, you fucking laugh about it. It's not something that you're like, oh my God, I was bitch slapped and whatever, and I can't fucking move on with life.
I think there is a difference between a little slap or a child that's being severely abused and beaten with cords and all that stuff.
Exactly. It's just a quick little, especially in the mouth, because, when they got that smart mouth, you got to real quick.
Stop, you give me flashbacks. I got PTSD.
But, yeah, I mean, I don't condone, like, beating, but sometimes they do need a little something, And punishment. Punishment goes a long way, and don't just threaten. Like, take the shit away, whether it's a PlayStation, whether it's an Xbox, whether it's a laptop, a Switch, whatever the fuck it is, take it away. Cell phones. I feel like, now I don't want Lucas to have a cell phone because I gave Savi a cell phone and Jay a cell phone. Then now I'm just like, I don't even care to give him one.
But at what age did you feel it was appropriate to give a cell phone?
Honestly, I probably wait until they're like going into high school.
So for me, it was middle school.
Because that's
Because
what
my
I
kids
did.
walked.
That's what I did, but I just felt like it was still too soon. They were exposed to so much. And let me tell you something. It's not about, because I know a lot of people, I'm like, oh, it's about what, parental controls, blah, blah, blah. They can have a friend in school that's gonna not have those parental controls, that's gonna have one of those type of parents that don't give a fuck, and they're gonna show your kid shit that you've been trying to cover them from. Okay? So that's why I'm saying, like now I'm saying, like, oh, I feel like he's too young, but it's like, no matter what, I'm fucked, because if I don't give him the cell phone, he's still gonna see it from someone else.
Right. So Braden, who's going into his senior year at his school, they have these bags, these pouches.
Yeah, Central has that too.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they lock them in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, he still brings his phone to school, because you never know. He's going to be driving. He goes for his driver's test this Thursday. Aww. Keep your fingers crossed. Say a little prayer for Braden that he passes his test. I can't believe
he's already that big. Jesus.
So I think it's obviously important. Like, you can't say, just don't bring it to school. If it's going to sit in a zipped bag that you can't open, don't bring it to school. But he said, Mom, if there was ever an emergency, like a school shooting or something, he goes, I could rip the bag open and call you or call 911.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yeah.
Over in Springfield, they do that.
They open it?
The kids figure out ways to open it, baby girl.
There you got it, Springfield.
They figure it out. They know how to open it.
Springfield, check on them kids. They opened up them bags.
They know how to do it. They know them kids will fuck up that bag until it opens. Yeah. And, I don't like the whole bag thing, because if it was an emergency, them shits is locked and they have no way of contacting anybody.
Well, I mean, if they're so smart and they open it anyways, I wouldn't be worried about it.
I know that, but
it's a huge distraction. Like, they can't go a whole class session
without grabbing it,
checking their phone, seeing if somebody texts them, doing their snaps.
I feel that they should, when all the kids are in school, put their phones on airplane mode.
Yeah. But kids won't do that. They have an obsession with the phone. This is like their generation.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's like, you're in a class for 45 minutes. You're going to tell me you don't have the urge. Or at least,
instead of the pouch in every class, maybe they can have something that the phone goes in and you close it and it has a code and you have to, put your code in at the end of the class and grab your phone. Mm-hmm. Instead of, like, carrying that pouch. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know how I would work that, but I feel like there's other schools that don't have that going on, and their school system's working just fine.
Sometimes it only takes a few students to violate those privileges, and then the rest of the school has to suffer because that one kid couldn't stay off their phone.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. It's like, it's hard to raise during this new, not generation, era. Because the things and tactics that you could have used, that you used before,
may not work.
Is not gonna work. So, like, my kids are the big gap between my two oldest and then my youngest is so different. And what's crazy is the way I brought up the other two, like, I tried that on Lucas. That shit ain't working.
Same. No, same. I feel as a parent for Ryan.
I feel the same way for Lucas. Like, I'm like, I feel so bad.
I feel
First of all, my kid has taught himself so much. Let me tell you something. I never taught him how to read. He learned by himself at the age of 4. Mm-hmm. Thanks to Sesame Street. He learned by himself. Mm-hmm. I never sat down and taught him to read. He learned himself. I feel like a lot of the things he's so, like,
advanced
by himself, but then, like, in school he'll still struggle because I feel like it's not something he's interested in. He's going through what Damien went through. Is what he's going through. So it's crazy because I'm like, damn. So I'm like, what am I gonna do?
With me, and the way I say in the sense that I failed is, like, Ryan just turned 7 last week.
Yeah.
And he looks up to his brothers, and he wants to do everything that they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
It's like he turned 7, but he's, like, kind of 14. It's the weirdest thing. And I feel like because he was my last one and because he's got 3 older brothers, he just goes with the swing of things. And sometimes Brandon will remind me, like, Mom, when I was 7, I wasn't allowed to do that. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
So they do say that your last child, you're just like, oh, fuck it. And it's true. But then now I've been catching myself where I tell Nelson, I'm like, because it's his only boy. It's his, like, he has a pair. He has a daughter and he has a son.
Mm-hmm.
And, he missed out a lot on his daughter's, like, upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
So with Lucas, he's there for everything, and he's just like, oh, he's my boy, he's my only boy, and he's always like spoiling him, and I'm like, you need to stop, put a stop on it, because when the day comes that you don't have it or you're not able to get
it's
it,
gonna be a problem.
Yes, and let me tell you, he was tested.
Because
Lucas knows that when I say no is no.
Yeah.
I've always been like that with my kids, all of them. I tell him all the time, the way I brought up my other two, I'm going to do the same with him. Yes, my kids are spoiled. I spoil him as well. But there's a line to, the spoiling and of them doing whatever the fuck they want.
See, with Ryan is he wants to do everything they're doing. If my stepson is doing a YouTube channel, he wants to do it. If Brayden is doing filters on Snapchat or TikTok, he wants to do it. And the other day, he's brushing his teeth, and as he spits out the toothpaste, he goes, ha, tula. And I said, oh my God. I said, where did you hear that? He was like, oh, Brayden was watching it or something like that. I'm like, I don't think he knows what it is. He thinks it's funny, but I'm just like, where did I go wrong? I was like, please don't do that. I was like, that's not a nice thing to do. Whether your older sibling is next to you and he's going through TikTok, and during that time there's videos and there's remixes and songs and stuff like that. So I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Well, Lucas doesn't look up to his siblings like that, kind of. He's a YouTube freak. Like, he's
they
on
all
YouTube.
are at that age.
And he sees, like, older, like, people having, like, their, YouTube or whatever in the shorts. And there was, like, one kid that did something, and he's like, oh, I'll send you right to Jesus. And he's been saying that as a, like, response to shit. I'm like, you better stop, boy. I'm like, you don't say that to people.
Yep.
That's bad.
We live in a generation where all our kids want to be YouTubers.
Yeah.
All of them.
Lucas has been wanting to be one for the past 3 years.
Ryan, too, but I won't
he keeps begging and begging me and saying he wants subscribers, and I think it's because he's seen me doing it for so long. He already knows, like, the lines.
But then they watch all, like, the Ryan's toy review, and they watch all those kids.
Oh, Lucas doesn't watch kids.
No, he watches it.
Well, the only kids he watches, because he's into the Halloween stuff. Like, this kid is Halloween.
The
365 days a year is Halloween for my son. And he watches two kids that, they're called Spook 365 on their channel. He watches them, and their channel's with their mom. But that's what he does, a lot of Halloween stuff, a lot of, like,
animatronics. Like, that's always popular for them.
He's obsessed with Mortal Kombat.
Is he?
First of all, I was watching the video game, and he asked us to buy it for him or whatever. That's a little...
Yeah, finish him.
Well, the graphics, I was like, oh my God. I'm like, Lucas. I'm like, he should not be doing this. But here I am as a bad child. I'm a bad mom. Yeah. I'm a bad mom. Just put me up there. I'm like letting him play Mortal Kombat, and he's like, finish him, and he's just like doing all these different...
I mean, it's no different than Fortnite when you're getting assault rifles and you gotta shoot down your opponent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's tough. Everything is like... all those games are like just around violence.
Yeah, I tried getting him into Minecraft because Jay was like very big on that, and so was like Damien. Yeah, so I tried to get him into that, and he was like feeling it for a little bit, and then he was just like he was over it. Yeah, he likes like those gruesome graphic, and his dad is, every time he does shit like that, he's like, that's you. He's like, he gets that from you, and it's true. Like,
but we also grew up like that with Nintendo when we played like all those.
But the graphics were nowhere near. Like, when I played Mortal Kombat at his age with like you and Tito, like it was like it just
cartoony.
It didn't look so. But now the way like when you're finishing them, it's fucking. I'm like, damn, it's bad. Yeah, I'm like, I can't. Sure. Yeah, but moving on. We have snacks. We both brought something in, so we're gonna start off with Little Debbie. So we got our snacks. Let me grab mine. But before that, okay, I got you some. I got you. You like moo-moos?
Yeah.
So I had to get you a sexy one because I can't be having you walking around.
That's so cute. It's not even my birthday.
Yeah.
That's so nice. Thank you.
And it has pockets.
That is so cute. I love that. What size you get me?
I don't know. I got.
It's perfect.
It is? Okay.
I like them
was
super big.
Well, I
like,
said I'm getting it big so it's nice and comfy because I was like, I don't think she wants it tight.
oh, this is a little too sexy. I'm not used to this.
I was like, she needs something cute. We can't be having those.
Oh, my husband's thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so I asked to get a little Debbie snack, and so
we both got the same one. But let me tell you something. I stood there for like 15 minutes saying this was bootleg because I remembered it as Nutty Bar.
Yes,
and I
correct.
saw Nutty Buddy. I'm like, this is imitation. But then I'm like, but Little Debbie is on there, and I had to look it up in the grocery store.
Yeah, so the name was definitely changed because I remember. Yes, because I do remember it being Nutty Bars, Nutty Buddy. It's funny because it's been changed for
10 years.
It's been 10 years.
Yeah, 2016.
Oh yeah, 2000. Oh, damn. Like when you said 2016, I just felt like it was like 2 years ago.
And let me say, our whole childhood, we always had these here, and even as my sister being an adult, when I go over her house and I raid her pantry, it's the first thing you see. Is the Nutty.
So
bars.
when the names changed and I first started getting it, after the name change, I thought the same thing. I was like looking at the box and I'm like, Nutty Buddy. I'm like, what the? I was like, I thought it was Nutty Bars.
Look, we got the same expiration date. It's September 3rd.
So we're gonna open these up because they're so good.
I haven't had one of these in so long.
So this is manufactured by McKee Foods under Little Debbie.
Did you know that they named the company Little Debbie after one of their granddaughters named Debbie?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Oh, this is melting.
Talking about that, I need to talk about it. You read into it. I didn't.
That's all I got for you.
But their brand has been since 1964, so that's cool. I thought that was a cool thing. And so the Nutty Bar. I'm gonna call it Nutty Bar because I don't like it.
It's like a chocolate wafer.
It's pretty much the snack consists of 4 wafers sandwiched together in a peanut butter mixture and covered with a chocolatey coating. Damn. I'm just gonna push one up here.
I'm just gonna sample this because my diabetes. That's good. Right? I will say, and I don't know if you've noticed this or if you guys have noticed this, that some of the foods that we ate as children or cereals now taste different.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And they taste like chemicals sometimes.
Yes. And I think the reason behind that is the companies have started using cheaper types of ingredients, but still
corners.
Yeah, but still charging the same price or more
All about
for the product,
profit.
which is so sad because I miss that whole like yummy goodness of like how chocolate used to taste. Like when I eat a Reese's now, it does not taste the same.
No, I agree.
It does not taste the same at all. I don't even like eating them, and I was obsessed with them.
And I may be weird, and I'm not knocking Dollar Tree in any way, shape, or form, but the Dollar Tree peanut M&Ms do not taste the same as the Big Y M&Ms.
Really?
They don't. I don't know. Maybe they taste expired, or I don't know.
I've never gotten M&Ms from Dollar Tree.
I did the other day, and I'm just like.
So I don't know, but I have eaten M&Ms from Big Y, but and a lot of times I get them from like Walmart.
And it shouldn't matter because they cost the same. If it's $1.25 at the dollar.
But I've never bought some there. Now I'm gonna go buy some so I can try it. Did it have a bitter taste? Was it bitter? Was it what? Just chemical? Chemically.
I think maybe I had a bad batch because it's not like they're selling it cheaper. And it wasn't expired because that's the first thing I did is I flipped the package to see if it was expired and it wasn't. I was like, huh.
So that happened to me, but it's not that I went and bought it at Dollar Tree. You know, Gushers. So I used to buy it for my oldest kids all the time. So I started buying them like, I want to say when the pandemic happened, like a little bit pre-pandemic. I bought some in the house, and I always go to BJ's. So when I shop in bulk, and I got a box. And I ate one. It tasted disgusting. It tastes like chemicals.
But you know what? We were like guinea pigs. Back in our day, they were experimenting with all this artificial crap. So maybe, now that they're trying to cut some of that stuff out, it just doesn't taste the same.
No, I think they've changed things from us growing up to now.
For sure.
chemicals have changed. Okay, so now we're gonna do the next one, which is Hostess, and you got
my favorite snack as a child,
and
Hostess
I got
cupcakes. Oh,
these are my favorites.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like those too, but I thought for sure you were bringing out the Twinkies.
They didn't have the banana Twinkies, and those are the ones I would have went with. So I went with.
Let me tell you a Twinkie story, right? My sister, she put up a post back in the day saying she was obsessed with banana Twinkies and she wanted banana Twinkies. She had put another post that was funny, that was intended for people that didn't speak Spanish, and it says, if you know someone that speaks Spanish and you want to show your love and appreciation for them, tell them this: te quiero comer el culo. So, her client, bless her heart, Beverly, shows up to the grooming salon that week with her dog Ziggy. She was so proud. She was like, Joanna, I found you your banana Twinkies. She hands them to my sister. My sister opens up a card that says, we appreciate you so much, and Ziggy te quiere comer el culo.
Let me tell you something. That joke of mine on social media backfired. That moment, I was like, "Oh my god!"
You never know who's watching your post.
And I didn't want to tell her, but then I had to tell her. I was like, it really doesn't mean that. And she's like, "Oh my god, what does it mean?" I'm like, I'm not gonna tell you, but it means something else.
I was like, Beverly, that was a joke. That doesn't mean that you love and appreciate them.
And the meaning of that is, I want to eat your ass.
And poor Beverly, who's this older woman who has so much
You shouldn't
love.
have said her name.
I didn't say her full name. She's
Okay.
probably watching this. And Beverly, you're laughing too because she laughed so hard. She appreciated and loved my sister so much.
Oh my god, I loved her, and I
groomer.
love Ziggy. Oh, I love that dog. But that'll be a memory I will always remember. And every time I eat Twinkies, I'm gonna remember that.
Banana Twinkies specifically.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I got a little bit of information on
Hostess. Okay.
I'm not sure what you
Give
have
us the
down in your
information.
notes.
As I'm opening here. Now these, I don't eat too much of it. I eat like half because the calories, girl.
Oh, I need milk.
The calories on this.
She needs some milk. Okay. The Hostess cupcake was first sold on May 10th, 1919.
Okay.
That's over 100 years ago. Think about that. Over 100 years ago.
Mm.
And it was first commercially produced. It was the first commercially produced cupcake, originally produced by the Taggart Bakery as the chocolate cupcake. Did you know that when this first came out, it was just a plain chocolate cupcake until 1950?
Really?
It didn't have any of the squiggly lines across the top, and it didn't have any of the cream filling.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's just all chocolate?
It was all chocolate, and they claimed it was the first snack cake ever introduced to the market. Hostess hired this guy, Don Rice, who then updated the cupcake in 1950. That was his job, to kind of make it new and exciting. And that's when the squiggly lines came. And then is when the Twinkies came out. And they had the Twinkie cream fill machine. So he thought, why not fill the Hostess cupcakes with that too? Which is amazing, by the way. And as you guys know, they've come up with different flavors. Sometimes Halloween, they have like the orange and the chocolate, or the vanilla and the chocolate.
So they always have these available. So when I discovered these orange ones, I don't know exactly when they came out. I didn't do... it says that the orange ones, it doesn't even say a date, because I tried to see when they came about.
I think it was after the 1950s, for sure. Because this one was the only
1940s is that one, no?
Well, no, it started with 1919 is when they first came out. Oh, you're saying when they came up with this? No, because it says the Hostess cupcake was first sold on May 10th, 1919. Maybe it gained more popularity. It could have been like a smaller bakery in an area, and then all of a sudden it became worldwide.
Well, it says during the 1940s, an orange-flavored cupcake was developed. So 1940.
Okay.
So in the 1940s, these beautiful oranges came out. I love the orange-flavored one. And when I started getting into these, I was pregnant with my oldest. And I worked at Six Flags. And I don't know what it is, but I just saw it in a packaging, and I was like craving it. And then when I grabbed it and bit it, forget it. It was like a fucking party in my mouth.
That was it.
And the flavors, just that little zing of like, it was so fucking good. Like, I know for sure they're using some orange fucking peels in this because you have like that little bit
refreshing.
of a.
It's good. So Hostess sells over 600 million cupcakes each year. The brand entered bankruptcy protection in 2012. The company announced they were going out of business on November 16th, 2012. Hostess was bought by Apollo Global Management, which began selling Hostess products in July 2013. And now, guess who owns this company?
Who?
The Smucker Company. The J.M. Smucker Company. They acquired Hostess in September 2023.
That's cool. So the Smuckers, I love their peanut butter and jelly mixed together, that jar.
Jiffy?
Actually, no, it's Smuckers.
Oh.
And actually, I learned about that because you used to get it. Your mom used to get it. After that,
I got chocolate everywhere.
I was like, ooh, it comes already in a jar together. I can just smother it on a bread. What? So, yeah. I didn't get much information on the orange cupcake just because it's the same thing as a chocolate one. It's just obviously a different flavor.
Variety.
Yeah. It's so cool to see all the different snacks that they have under their belt. Because there's many other stuff that they have, but I was just like, Like, obviously, my two favorite Hostess is this one and the Banana Twinkies. For Little Debbie, wait, is Little Debbie the marshmallow pies? Because I love marshmallow pies.
Moon pies?
They're called marshmallow pies, not moon pies.
Well, what's a moon pie?
Moon pie is a different company.
Okay, so let's see.
It's called marshmallow pies. And it's like the yellow ones, those are my favorite. Those are banana. So fucking good. A lot of people are probably like, ew.
Yes, Little Debbie.
I couldn't find those at the store because if not, I would have bought those instead of the Nutty Buddies. But yeah,
have as a snack once in a while. Not the healthiest thing, but you know what,
it's not the healthiest, but it's nice to like at least just have those little childhood memories. And you know, out of all the snacks, I have to say the Hostess still tastes the same.
I agree. Because there's other things that I have tried. Not Hostess brand, a powdered donuts or whatever. Like, you know those Yodels, or it's a different brand. I can't think of it. I think Little Debbie has taken over them. But like
the swirl thing.
Yeah, you know how they used to have like the Funny Bones and stuff like that. They used to be
because the Yodels is like a it's like a.
But they used to be owned by a different company, and now they own them.
Oh, well, I have to say I gotta give it to Hostess because it still tastes the same as like growing up. I can like go back to my childhood and just like just closing my eyes and eating it. Like it was so good. Obviously, this one I didn't discover it till I was older. But the chocolate ones, I do have them every once in a while, and there's no change in the flavor. I feel like the chocolate's still the same. It's not like other brands. Like Doritos do not taste the same anymore. Getting off topic of snacks.
Okay, so Drake's Cakes. That was the brand, but Debbie Snacks acquired Drake's Cakes after the former owner went bankrupt in 2013.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
There you have it, folks.
Yes, there you have it.
Our childhood faves.
Our childhood faves and our adult still faves. What are your favorite Little Debbie and Hostess snacks? I would like to know because I think that everyone usually has like their favorite. Lucas loves the zebra cakes.
Oh, zebra cakes or the coffee cakes.
Oh, I love coffee cakes too.
Yep.
But I like the Drake's.
The coffee cakes, they're not Drake's anymore.
Well, I'm just saying that, but they're still going to probably keep the name. Or do you think they're going to switch to Little Debbie?
No, they kept, well, they have to put the name Little Debbie because they own it now. But that is one thing that I tasted and it didn't taste the same to me. The coffee cakes.
Oh. And it was the Drake's ones. Drake's coffee cakes. Ooh, those were my favorite. Yeah, I love me some good snacks, but I eat them and I feel guilty as fuck because as I'm eating it, I can feel the calories going into my bloodstream and the diabetes kicking in.
Zebra cakes reminds me of this beautiful moment when I just had Ryan and he was an infant and it was late at night. I was at Big Y. I was in a rush. I was grabbing like diapers and wipes. And No, I think I was grabbing one thing. Maybe it was wipies.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to go reach, and I forgot my wallet. And I'm like, oh my God, I forgot my wallet. There was a guy behind me who was probably like 400 pounds. He had ramen noodles and zebra cakes.
Oh my God.
And I said to the person, to the cashier, could you just put this aside? I'll go home and get my wallet and come back. The guy goes, oh, no, I got it. I think I had Ryan with me. So he put his zebra cakes away.
Oh.
And he paid for my wipes, and he couldn't get his zebra cakes because that's all he had.
Oh.
Tell me when I'm leaving, I thank him when I go outside, and he pulls out with a vehicle that was like 30 years old from the 80s, like one of them boats. It was like loud, like a Harley mobile. And I'm like, this
bless
person,
that guy's heart.
oh my God. I was like, probably like hormonal. I'm in the car driving. I'm like, he has the zebra cakes. I cried. I can't. My husband's like, what's wrong with you? I was like, he left the zebra cakes. Never forget that. I'm gonna cry. Look at my eyes. I want to cry now. The poor guy.
Oh, bless his heart. That was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
He was having ramen for dinner and zebra cakes for desserts.
And you ruined his dessert, girl. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Sir.
Bless his heart. And sir, if you ever watching, thank you.
Right.
That was beautiful.
That was.
I hope that you were blessed double or triple for that.
For your kind gesture.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, guys, that concludes our episode for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And we will see you guys in the next motherfucking episode.
Peace out, amigos.